this group of folks, visiting the Strawberry Bank Museum is a far different experience than for most of us.
I think people can't imagine what it's like to visualize when they can't see, because people think about colors or what something looks like, and I think about things about what the texture is or what something might feel like.
The museum is teaming up with the New Hampshire Association for the Blind to offer a hands-on program which allows them to visualize the historic homes at the museum, bringing history to life. Guide dogs by their side, the group is led into the Sherburne House, the second oldest house at Strawberry Bank.
Did you feel it?
So.
This is, here, watch, give me your finger. Now follow that. Feel?
Yeah.
See, and that gives you the idea of the shape of those diamond-shaped windows, too. Isn't that cool?
Here they will construct a tabletop model of an 18th century post and beam house. It's a program Strawberry Bank already does with local schools.
The difference for this program is that we added Braille numbers to our model and just made a few tweaks so that it would be more geared towards people with visual impairments.
So we have a low table, and on that we have fastened down the wood that represents the foundation.
Joe Mulqueen from Strawberry Bank explains the history and the process of constructing the post and beam model, passing around pieces of wood so the group could feel just how the house would be constructed. Members using Braille on the wood to help them with the project.
And it's going to go flat down.
Just which way? Braille outside? Or?
Yeah, Braille outside like that, right, and line up, all right?
You know, some people haven't seen what a full house looks like or how you put a house together. How is it built? We haven't never seen those, types of structures going up. You know, when you drive by on the street and you see people building and you can see the process. We don't see that process. So this gives us a chance to see, even though this was depicting years ago.
That's what the model does. It teaches people what the parts of the house are, how they were constructed, how they went together, and what's sort of on the inside of the house, before you put on the plaster and the floorboards and the layers.
Experiencing joy and a sense of accomplishment, the group, and one very curious and interested guide dog, clearly enjoying themselves as they assembled the model home, actually able to feel what it looks like.
It is very unique, and I have friends. I came from Vermont, lived there for 30 years, and I have friends that have a post and beam house, but I never really knew what that was all about. So feeling this model and putting it together has really helped me understand what a post and beam house is all about. I love the feeling of wood, so putting all these pieces together was lots of fun. It was like putting a puzzle together, really.
The group will meet at Strawberry Bank Museum several more times throughout the year, participating in several programs, including a cooking class next fall.
For a blind person, if you're totally blind, it doesn't matter what colors it is. If you have low vision, you're going to care about the pattern.
This is an art exhibit that is specifically designed for the blind and visually impaired. It's traveling across the state to different libraries. On this day, it is displayed at the Keene Public Library. These pieces give them a chance to feel the artwork so they can visualize it. Each piece comes with a description in Braille. The exhibit is a partnership between the League of New Hampshire Craftsmen and the Association for the Blind.
And the League was so welcoming, and they said, oh yes, you can touch this and that. They had certain pieces that were welcoming to touch. And then we came up with the idea that this would be wonderful to actually have something where everybody was welcome to touch and check out tactily. Of course, they're all my favorites, but one of them is the Intarsia with the tugboats, because it's in Portsmouth. That's my hometown. So I love it, and every time I show up at a library and there it is again, I'm like, that's my piece at the end of this whole journey. It just really stands out as like three-dimensional for me. It just really pops out to life for me. I think it's a really cool, unique piece that anybody could enjoy.
Dwayne Martin is the artist who created that tugboat piece. He used the natural colors of 20 different woods to get this effect.
It's very tactile. It's three-dimensional. It has a lot of surface carving and a lot of changes in the thickness of the wood.
The artwork is fun and easy to handle.
This is a three-dimensional piece, as you can see, and with the moving parts, anyone who is visually impaired can put their hands on this and can actually see the moving parts on it.
To get a sense of what blind and visually impaired folks go through when they walk through the exhibit, there are blindfolds available that allow those of us with sight to determine if we could sense what the art looked like.
So sometimes it's a matter of just enjoying for what it is, and you're not really going to know what the real thing is.
I admit it wasn't easy.
See, tactually, you would not know what that was. Visually, it sounds like a challenge too.
Yeah, that was a challenge. In fact, the League of New Hampshire Craftsmen encourage all visitors to their main gallery in Concord to feel the art while closing their eyes.
And it's thrilling. They giggle, they laugh, they walk around, they touch with their eyes closed. It's an entirely more gratifying experience for them to actually be able to hold the work that they're looking at.
Andrew Harmon has some sight but cannot see fine details.
I'd seen something like this when I went to a training center a few years ago out in Colorado, but I'm glad that we have artists like this right here in New Hampshire. I think we need more of it, honestly.
3 organizations working together to bring history and the arts alive for those who refuse to let their challenges define them.